Hmm. Okay, I guess we're starting now then. You can hear me, Slick?
Yeah, sure, you can. Yeah, you can start with your AP scaling if you want.
Okay. Okay. Actually, wait, you just start like with your AP scaling first.
Sure. So I'm
Because I
just
need to
gonna
pull
like
mine up.
Okay, sure. So that's Sinestro. Would at the very least be about infinite sets of infinities into Multiversal Plus, and I'll explain why. So Sinestro is pretty much like an equal to like Hal Jordan, who can like fight against like amped versions of Flash, and I'll get the scans for that first, and then I'll go on to how like that's that high into Multiversal Plus. So, let me see if the scan's properly posted. They're there. Okay. So, yeah. So pretty much, the Flash was able to like kill the Anti-Monitor, who was stated that like his hand would be like capable of like crushing the multiverse. And I'll get those. And this is like base Flash that killed the Anti-Monitor, not even like the amped one that fought. So yeah, if you want, I can even like add more like consistency for this before like go into like how it's that high into multi plus. Like, do you like want more like consistency, or do you want me to like go into how it's that high into multi plus?
I see him fighting Hal Jordan. Is it because of like how the Lantern survived like a multiversal plus eraser?
No, that's not what I said. What I'm saying is that Sinestro is pretty much an equal to Hal Jordan, and Hal Jordan can fight against like amped versions of Flash, and we saw that base Flash was able to kill the Anti-Monitor, whose hand was capable of like crushing the multiverse. Like, do you want more consistency?
Okay.
What I'm asking is like, do you want more consistency, or do you want me to go into how it's that high into multi plus?
I mean, I want to like read like the pages first because I remember something about someone saying something about this, and then like, is that like how the people? I forgot. Let me just read it real quick. But there you own energy shall change. Isn't this mostly through hacks?
Why would it be through hacks?
I mean, I was just like saying because like Flash does have the ability to like destabilize people, like with his speed force.
Well, no, what he was doing to the Anti-Monitor is that he was kind of just like running through him and like damaging him. If you like look at the scan.
I mean, yeah, I'm looking at it. Wasn't the Anti-Monitor weakened in this scene though?
Why would he be weakened?
No, I don't know, but I think I might have something for that.
Okay, so again, do you want like more consistency, or do you want to just me to go into how it's that high multi plus?
Do you have like another feat that would show multi plus?
Yeah, sure. I have more.
Oh wait, actually, mind about that. Just explain like how this one is multi plus because like I'm not sure how strong the Anti-Monitor is.
Oh, okay. So pretty much, it's like he destroyed like the multiverse, and there's pretty much like infinite like universes. Like the multiverse is pretty much stated to be like infinite, or to have like infinite universes. Like it's in like this blatant statement where it's stated that like Anti-Monitor had like destroyed the infinite realities within that multiverse. And now I'm going to explain how it's like at the very least infinite sets of infinities into multi plus. So pretty much it's like stated that pretty much like a single like reality or universe in DC, whatever you want to call it, would pretty much already be like infinite sets of infinities into multiversal plus, because like in the context. Wait, hold on, let me post the scan first. So in that context of like that Superman scan, it's like it's saying that like those infinite sets of infinities of like realities are just like different parts or like different branches of like one single reality in DC, and there's like infinite other realities that are structured very like similar to that. So like it'd actually be far higher than just like one set of infinite sets of infinities into multi plus. It'd actually be an infinite amount of infinite sets of infinities into multi plus. And like the context of that scan, which I'm like referring to, it's like it's in like the first like part of it. It pretty much says it's like hold on, let me find the part. It's like it says like, oh, we're now gonna talk about like the alternate branches of like a reality in DC, and then it goes on to say that like everything and nothing that happens pretty much like creates infinite realities, and that just goes on for ad infinitum. And if you want, I can get more consistency for this as well.
Okay, I just have one last question.
Sure.
Okay, so just so we're clear, this is like Barry Allen Flash and not Wally West.
Yeah, this is Barry Allen.
Oh, never mind, then that makes sense. Okay, so like I guess I'm gonna go on to like my thing now.
Okay, so before you do you grant that I'd be an infinite amount of infinite sets of infinities into multi plus?
So you'd be infinity into multiversal plus.
No, it's like what I'm saying is that okay, let's say I'm just one set like of infinity of infinite sets of infinities into multi plus. So, but that's just one set. I'm pretty much saying that I'm an infinite amount of infinite sets of infinities into multi plus. Like, do you want me to explain what I mean by that?
Yes.
Okay, so it's pretty much like this. A single reality or universe in DC would already be infinite sets of infinities into multiversal plus, and there's infinite other like separate realities or universes, whatever you want to call them, that are pretty much structured just like that. So a single reality in DC is infinite sets of infinities into multi plus, and there's an infinite amount of realities like that, which is why if I destroyed one reality, I would be one set of infinite sets of infinities into multi plus, but this is referring to the entire multiverse, which contains those like infinite realities, which is why I'm saying I would be an infinite amount of like infinite sets of infinities into multi plus. And actually, let me get this like other statement. It's like Mr. Mixie, like it's like, okay, wait, it's not from Mr. Mixie. It's like the narrator states that like if Superman fought like Mr. Mixie, that it would like collapse like the infinite multiverse, and that's pretty much meaning that there's like infinite realities within that multiverse. Like one reality is already infinite sets of infinities into multi plus, so which is why I'm saying again, I'm an infinite amount of infinite sets of infinities into multi plus.
Mm-hmm.
So any contentions or anything?
I would need to know a lot more about DC before I could have any contentions about that. Like seriously, that was a lot, and I don't. And considering I don't know enough about DC to like make a contention about that, I'm going to.
Well, if you have any questions, you can just ask.
I'm just going to like say I do accept. I do like. Wait, so like when you said infinity into like multiversal plus, do you mean like he's infinitely into Multiversal Plus, or do you mean like he's Multiversal Plus Infinity?
No, I'm just that what you're saying is just one set of infinity into multiplus, not even one set of infinity of infinite sets of infinities into multiplus. It's pretty much like, let's say, for example, that freaking Batman, for example, is like baseline multiplus. I don't actually think Batman's that high. I'm just using this as an example. Let's just say Batman is like baseline multiplus, and let's say Superman is infinite sets of infinities into multiplus, just one infinite sets of infinities. Superman would be like infinite infinities stronger than Batman, but I'm actually like an infinite amount stronger than one set of infinite infinities. I have infinite amounts instead of just one infinite infinities.
Oh, your infinite sets of infinity.
Yes, that's what I was like explaining this entire time.
Yeah, I gotta like, in case you didn't realize I've gotten rusty with this, so that kind of like went over my head for like most of it, but I get what you're saying now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
So,
so
like, do
I'm
you
trying to
accept
find.
this?
Yeah, I guess I accept it. I don't really have a reason to not really accept it. I don't know enough to like disprove it, to be honest.
Alright, so you can get into your AP scaling now if you want.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna be finding something to like support it, but like in the meantime, this is going to be like now okay. In the meantime, you can like check this out. The debate took a while because I was spending most of it making this. Hey, wait, being Multiversal Plus automatically makes you immeasurable, right?
Oh no, that's 5D.
So does being immeasurable automatically make you Multiversal Plus?
No. Why would it?
Because like you surpass like space and time. Like I said, I've gotten like rusty as hell, so I'm just trying to like into like a
Surpassing space and time, that's a little vague because that could just mean you're uni plus. Because like destroying one space time continuum is a uni plus feat, not multi plus. Like you would have to show you can destroy infinite space times to be multi plus.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, like being immeasurable doesn't like inherently make you like 4D. It's like it's a little rare, but like you don't like have to be 4D. Like you don't have to be 4D to have immeasurable speed. It's like it depends because like if you're 5D, you do inherently have immeasurable speed, but this is capped at Multiversal Plus, which is infinite 4D, not 5D.
Hey, wait a minute. Did they change that around? Because I remember like Multiversal Plus used to be like 5D, but now they moved it to 4D.
No, Multiversal Plus, not Multiversal Plus. 5D is high Multiversal Plus. We're just capping at regular Multiversal Plus.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
High Multiversal Plus is like a whole dimensional tier above Multiversal Plus.
Oh, okay. Okay, so like you can like look at that docs I sent, and if you have any questions about it, you can just like ask me. Now I did make this mostly.
So like the doc is like titled that like it's like the speed of hero, right?
Yes.
Okay. So like, are you gonna like start with? We're on AP right now. I don't know where you're going to speed.
I mean, like you want me to like explain how like this correlates?
Yeah, I would like to know how like this has anything to do with his AP.
Okay, well, like I'm going to like explain it like real quick right now. This has something to do with his AP because as like we all know, like in the world of Dragon Ball Z, your speed and power correlate to one another, and I'm going to like explain how this can like be used to like show that is as and reach like into those levels of multiverse plus infinite layers like you suggested. I mean, like you proved like for like Sinestro. So like in this,
Well, hold
so
on.
like with
Okay.
this one,
So like, are you gonna wait? Hold on. Before you like get to anything, are you gonna prove he's like just like one regular set of infinity into multiplus, or infinite sets of infinities into multiplus, or like what I did, where I'm an infinite amount of infinite sets of infinities into multiplus?
you mean like how you prove Sinestro was infinite of infinities in the infinite sets of infinities in the multiverse?
Yeah, I proved that he was like infinite sets of infinities into multiplus is just one like set of infinite sets of infinities into multiplus. I proved that I was infinite sets, like I'm an infinite amount of infinite sets of infinities into multiplus. So I'm pretty much like, okay, sorry, okay, let me see if I could explain this better. Let's say
No, I mean I already know what you're saying. Like I mean
Oh,
I
okay.
get like what you're saying. Like your infinite sets of infinity in them. And
So like,
to
are you gonna
like
show that he's like one infinite sets of
no, I'm gonna
infinities?
no. I can. Well, if I do, well, technically, I could literally like prove how he could be above that. But for right now, I'm just going to like lower this to like where we can match that. Okay, so you're looking at like the same one I'm looking at, right? Like I'm gonna tell you to go to like a page in a
Okay,
bit.
so it's like, where do you want me to go?
Okay, so go to page 7 and 8, and just scroll down like through there.
Okay, hold on. Like, I'm not like on my computer, so it's just like one big page. It's not like the pages are split. It's like, could you like tell me where
Oh
like
crap.
it starts with?
Okay,
Like,
so
is there
like scroll down to the
title to it?
page of 7. Okay, so yeah, like there is like a title. Click the one that says now let's look at the power levels up to this point and see what I mean.
No, it's
Click on that one right there.
power increase.
Dang, I'm so glad I put these little footnotes here. It makes it so much easier.
Okay, now on to the next part of, is it that one? Is it like now on to the next part of a mid high end?
No. I mean you're still on 7 and 8, right? Basically what I
Oh,
mean like this by saying I was finding out how they would what's the speed gap for them to go from slower than a bullet to infinite speeds, and I found out that the gap happens at a power point at around when you get 100,000 times stronger, you intentionally break that tier within like the dragon with like in the Dragon Ball Z universe, and like the way that I found is at the bottom, and this can easily correlate to like attack potency too because you do look like through the because when you do look like through these sagas, you see that most of this happens, and it correlates like with the chart that I made. It happens like when they're literally hundred thousand times stronger than they were like like in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. And then we get
why does being 100,000 times stronger, like, okay, hold on, does like Hero and his base start at Multiversal Plus or something?
In his base, he's actually way more powerful than that. And like, I mean,
Okay, wait, hold on. Is he like above Multiversal Plus? Because like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not asking how high he is into Multi Plus. I'm just asking if he's like within Multi Plus.
Yeah. By the time they get to GT, they're well within multi plus, like to the pop, quite likely to the level that you mentioned. And right now I'm like
okay, based off what?
Based off what?
Yeah, I'm asking like, how are they that high into Multi Plus?
Based off of like how based off of like the growth from like based off of like the growth and the power jumps they did. Okay, so like remember
Okay,
by
well,
the end of Dragon.
Hold on, so like, are these like finite increases or something?
Are these finite increases?
Yeah, these like stat increases, are they like finite? Because like, what this like doc is showing. It's just like showing that they're just getting finite increases.
Okay, well, that's actually kind of an interesting question, and I did ask myself that when I was writing this, but what I'm going to like tell you this, it's kind of both, really.
Could you explain what you mean by that?
I'll explain it. Okay, so remember, like I told you, like they get 100,000 times stronger from the start of Dragon Ball to like the end of Dragon Ball Z. That's when you see like those universal like feats that they were doing, like when they were like destroying like infinite sized universes. Now,
could you show a scan of that?
Wait, what does it say?
Could you show a scan of that?
Okay, so how many do you want?
I mean, for like multi-plus, it's just like 1 or 2 is fine.
Okay. Hey, I'll show you too. Right here. Now I do. Now this is me.
Can you give a timestamp?
I mean, it's only like a minute and a second.
Oh, okay.
A timestamp?
Never mind. If it's only a minute, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, good.
Cassandra Adger. I want to stop the automatic please.
Okay, so that's one. Right now I'm trying to. Oh, I found it. This one right here is just an image.
Off Cedar Street, Benton, Louisiana.
Okay, so hold on, let me go back on the.
Oh, okay. Discord. That was saying that I had renewed it today, but it said you'll be automatically charged or removed.
Now I do. Now in advance.
Are you trying to say like hero like scales? Okay, so like, are you trying to say like hero like scales to like Vegito, who's like threatening to like destroy like the universe and like other universes?
So it's not auto right?
I know. No, that's not like what I'm saying. What I am saying is that he scales like immeasurably above them, and you could honestly make an argument for him being comparable to like end of like GT Goku, like after Goku got back from training for like 100 years.
Okay, so
Because
it's like, okay, by how much stronger? Okay, like from what you've shown, Vegito is like low multi, because like it says he was gonna like Boo was gonna like destroy like the universe they're in, and like the other universes. Yes. So that's like other universes. It doesn't like quantify by like how many other universes there are. So that could just be like low multi, and like by how much would like hero scale above them?
Okay. So like you do. So you're saying like he's low multi plus.
Yeah, from what you've shown, but like I'm not trying to like claim anything. I'm just going off by what you've shown.
No, I know what you're saying, but like basically that's where the magic happens. Because now that they're like at this level now what's the next level before you get? That's the next level from going from low multi plus.
Okay, well, the difference between like low multi and like multi plus,
Multiversal plus.
it's far greater than just like one infinite of a gap. It's like the gap between like low multi would be, and like multi plus would be like infinite infinities, because the thing is that like, let's say for example I'm like baseline uni plus and I say I get an infinite amp. That's not going to make me multi plus. That's just going to make me infinitely into uni plus, which is like a higher baseline, and then I can just keep on like stat amping myself, let's say for 1,000,000 times. I'm still going to be just like much higher into uni plus. I'm still not going to breach into low multi. If I get, the only way I can breach into low multi is if I get another like infinite gap, then I'll be baseline low multi. But let's say I'm like just baseline uni plus and I get an infinite infinities of a gap, like a stat increase, that's gonna make me like baseline multi plus. So you'd have to show that like hero is like infinite infinities stronger than low multi to get into multi plus, and that's just like the baseline of multi plus.
Okay, so Slick, I do want to say that you are indeed right about about how much it would take to get to multi plus on its own, and I would also like to say that reiterate that you do still think that he's at least low multi plus, like in the scene Vegito is.
Low multi plus, is that even a tier?
You just said like he was at least low multi plus like you said low multi. I was thinking
I
about
said low multi. Low multi plus isn't a tier, but yeah, I'll say he's low multi.
Okay, but low multi plus. Okay, wait, I'll think about it later. Okay, so like, but you did like say that, so like you can agree on that one.
Yeah, I'll grant that he's low multi.
Okay, so again, so that means you agree with like what I said about how much it takes for them to get there.
How much would it take for them to get to multi plus? Because like I explained, the difference between like low multi and like baseline multi plus is like in infinite sets of infinities of a gap.
Indeed, it is. But like in Dragon Ball Z, those gaps can be measured. Like way more than you can measure them in other medium, and you just kind of like, and you just kind of like, you just kind of indirectly agreed upon that when you said like that. Said that Vegeta was like low multi, and then I showed you that I was able to like get him to that same tier by using like the power increases that I showed you.
Okay, hold on. So, are you trying to say that like finite increases in Dragon Ball make them like infinitely stronger or something?
Indeed. Otherwise, these feats would never have happened. And I showed you like 2 examples of these feats of that being the case.
Okay, but like in like, could you quantify like how big like the finite numbers are to get like infinitely stronger?
Oh, I actually can, actually. I already did by the time we started. Remember? 100,000 times.
Okay, so if we say that... Okay, so are you saying Hero got 100,000 times stronger?
Oh, now that would be a very giant...
I'm asking a question. Did he get like 100,000 times stronger by like Dragon Ball standards is what I'm asking?
If we want to like really low it, then yes. But like if you want to like, are you on a phone or a computer?
iPad.
Okay, an iPad. Okay, so like for like that answer right now, you can scroll down to to the page 10, and then you see like how I got like the speed, how much it would take for them to get to like that level of like low multi-tier.
Okay, what's the title of page 10?
Okay, power increases for infinite to immeasurable.
Okay. Power increases for infinite to immeasurable. Okay. Okay, so these are like infinite to immeasurable speeds. Okay.
Yeah, and as we've already like shown, they do like correlate to the power of the people as well. And now, I'm just going to like show you like you asked if he was at least 100,000 times stronger than like what I just showed.
So did he get like infinitely stronger or something by like Dragon Ball standards?
He actually did, and he does, as we just like gone over. So like you can like you see the parts in red.
Okay, yeah, it says power increases for infinite to immeasurable. This will believe that a lot more perspective as soon as the finite speed show an increased speed between speed tiers via 10 times at most for the lowest. For higher, so let's look at similar yet different strategies. So like does like 100,000 times increase pretty much like make them infinitely stronger in Dragon Ball standards? Because like that's what I'm getting from what I read here.
Indeed, it does.
Okay.
And you've just seen like the.
So if we say that he got infinitely stronger by Dragon Ball standards, that's only going to make you like 2, I think, regular sets of infinities into like Multiversal Plus.
Oh, Okay, wait. I'm done. Wait, I was talking. Wait, let me think.
Wait, hold on. So that'd be. Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, did I? Okay, wait, I'm stupid. Hold on.
Okay, I need to check something too, real quick. This is interesting so far.
Okay, so if he got infinitely stronger by Dragon Ball standards, he would be like 1 infinite sets of infinities into multi plus, but that's still like nowhere near like to where I got Sinestro to an infinite amount of infinite sets of infinities into multi plus. It's like even with that, I'm still gonna be like an infinite amount of infinite sets of infinities stronger than you.
Oh wait, Slick, hold up real quick. I have to like recheck like the charts for like the destructive tiers, cause like
Okay.
Okay, pretty sure something like happened. Like just hold up for like a minute real quick. And so that's like what happened. Okay. So like what I am saying from this point on, basically, is that every time they break like 100,000 times stronger than like what they were before. You said that was a low multi feed, right?
Okay. Well, then you explained to me, and then like from pretty much like what I read from there, you were pretty much saying that like 100,000 times increase makes them infinitely stronger.
Oh, that's what you get from it. Okay, what I meant really, well, actually, wait. I like I said, I was a bit. Wait, hold up, wait, and.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, what the hell was that?
That was Atlas.
Okay, that was just my mom. Just like go to my aunt. Apparently, she had like a stroke or something.
It's fun. So like from again, let me know if you addressed this already, but like you were pretty much saying that like 100,000 times increase makes you like infinitely stronger, is what I'm getting from here.
Oh, well, I apologize if something was something was lost in translation. Now that I needed to check like the tiers again, and like from what I like actually, the thing is going from 100,000 to 100,000 times stronger than what you were before allows you to pretty much breach like the tiers. Like if you were to like breach like this tier of like low motiva, so plus like you stated by like 100,000 more by like 100,000 more times you would get to like multiversal level. Like if you got like another 100,000 times boost after that on top of like that one, and then the same thing would go on from there until you like got to multiversal.
So, you watch Bear. He got food?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, wait. Sorry, I cut out. Could you like say that again? I cut out. So like, are you pretty much trying to say that like?
Oh wait,
get,
wait, let me like repeat that because I got distracted. I got like interrupted. I like had to go say bye to my mom.
Okay, so
let me just like let me repeat that again. Okay, so basically what I meant by that is saying like every time you get to like 100,000 times, you essentially break that tier, that you essentially break your limits altogether. And so all of that just accumulates into you breaking like that tier. So like if you got 100,000 times over like that state that you saw like Vegito in, you would get to like multiversal level. And then if you broke that 100 times one again, you get to multiversal plus.
So, like, are you trying to say? Oh, wait, hold on. Before, like, what are you basing this off of exactly?
I mean, like everything we just talked about, really.
Okay, it's like, are there any like scans of these or something? Oh wait, never mind. So,
you just saw them, my dude.
Yeah, never mind. Okay, so.
So now you're going to like ask how strong did he will get from this point? Because I just listed
So hold on. So from what your doc says, it's that like the increases break like the speed gap, correct? Like they go to like another tier of speed.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, hold on. So, speed gaps and AP gaps work like very differently. So just because you can go from like inaccessible speed to like immeasurable speed, that doesn't mean you can go to like low multi to multi.
Wait. Remember when you also said that when we also said that in Dragon Ball Z, that they both correlate with one another. So as you get stronger and more powerful, you also get faster.
Is why. But okay, yes, I'm not like denying that, but like, why would it? Okay, hold on. Why would it break? Well, like if it breaks the speed gap, why would it also break the AP gap? Wouldn't that just make you higher into that tier?
Wow. So what you're asking is that just because it breaks the speed gap, would make it break the power gap?
Yeah, it's like
because they increase in correlation like with each other. Okay, and as I've already shown, this actually describes like what Vegeta was doing quite well, and you saw that in both his speed and in his power, and you even like agree that okay, it takes like 100,000 times boost for him to do that, and as your power goes up, so does your speed.
Okay, so hold on. If so both of them correlate into one another. Okay, so if you're saying that if you can go from inaccessible to immeasurable speed, that would also like make you like go from like low multi to multi plus.
I was going by like the multipliers that, like I said, like when I did show you that like list of like how fast you would need to go for finite speed increases.
Okay, hold on. If we're gonna use this logic, okay, would you agree that the difference between inaccessible and immeasurable speed is an immeasurable difference, right?
Then we already go over this. We said like that in the World of Dragon Ball to break those tiers, it only takes 100,000 times increase.
Okay, no, I'm not referring to Dragon Ball standards. I'm just referring to regular standards. I'm just asking you if you would agree that the difference between inaccessible and immeasurable speed is an immeasurable difference.
So like regular versus that would be like the case.
Okay, so if you're getting immeasurably stronger, because you're pretty much saying speed correlates with AP, so if you're getting immeasurably stronger, you'd be like going into like 5D, which is like out of tier. Because like I'm just saying that like 100,000 times in Dragon Ball is like an immeasurable difference, is what I'm saying. It's like, because that's what I got from this. It's like if you're immeasurably stronger than like low multi or multi, you're like going into like 5D, because like the difference between like for example, like low multi and multi plus is like an infinity gap. So like like even like if you're like inaccessibly above low multi, you'd be going into 5D, because low multi is 4D, like high multiversal plus is 5D, which is a dimensional tier difference right there. So you'd be going out of tier like by a lot.
That is so you do admit like that. Okay, wait. So basically you said like by this, like per my research, I would be going out of tier.
Yes, because you pretty much just told me that it's an immeasurable difference. And even if it was just an inaccessible difference, which is far below immeasurable, you'd still be going a whole dimensional tier above multiversal plus.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is like that this is a bit out of tier.
Yes, like we capped at infinite 4D. You're going like really high into 5D. Actually, hold on. You're actually going beyond 5D actually, because like the difference between.
Okay, wait. So like I think I can make this like easier. The thing is, this is even if I like was like low. This is actually a low version of like what I was doing, and I can at least, and since going off of what you said, I can at least still get him to infinite sets of infinities in the multiversal plus. Once you agree.
If this is the low ball, you're already going like beyond out of tier. If this is the low ball.
I mean, like I have the low ball written in like the gray part.
Like, do you
like
have the gray? Like, unless you have an even bigger low ball than this, you're gonna be out of tier by a lot.
I mean, like the gray isn't low ball, but like even if even without like using this, I think you pretty much seeing that even if I would just like say. Okay, wait, hold up a bit. Let me just like, you're looking at like the thing, right?
I'm just going off what you said and shown, that's it.
I honestly did not think it would get that high. I thought it would just be like, okay, so if I go by like this, okay, so like I think I can make this a bit easier. Go like down to like page 10 again.
Okay, hold on, because like, if you're immeasurably above low multi, you're going into like at least complex multi.
I did see. And that messes up well with that other thing. I looked good. So like, I guess that's like how. Okay, so like.
What's page 10 called? Is it the same like power increase?
Yeah, power increase. Yes. Yeah, that's okay. It. Okay, so like the thing, he was like, okay, so like this is like the low, like the instead of like what I was talking about. You know how like most people think that the transformation from Goku to like Super Saiyan 3 is a 400 times boost.
Sure.
So like I took that because at the end he is okay. And base Goku is not as strong as like Vegito yet. So at the end, and as I just showed, he's at least still low multi and base from like this and the images that I've shown. And then after the loot fight, he gets like a 50 times increase, so that's about 20,000 times. And then he gets in between that, he gets another one that's like one. He gets another increase like that. That's like when he fights Goten and Baby Gohan and Goten. And then he gets like 100 times. And then he gets like another 50 times boost because he can fight them in base instead of in like a Super Saiyan form. And then he gets so basically you get like 1,000,000 times like stronger from like that one. But like if we just use that one right there, we can still like get Hero to at least infinite sets of infinity in the Multiversal Plus. So like I could just like use it there.
Again, going back to what you said 100,000 times increase would already be immeasurably above low multi. If you're going 1,000,000 times higher, you're going to be going even further out of tier, so that's not going to help you here.
I mean, like I said, low. Remember, like when I said like that, I would like accept Sinestro being like low infinite sets of infinity into like a low multiversal.
Low multiversal. I said, what? No,
No. I got multiversal plus.
I actually got far higher into like multiversal plus, which you granted, but sure.
Well, I apologize for that. I'm like, I'm cool. Hungry at the moment, and like I'm literally running on like just some apple shots. I'd like some apple juice and like some soda water or something. So like, okay, so like. I do still like want this event to like happen, and then I can I could like and I could and at a later I could because like when I first did this I did not realize it would make them this strong like to the point where they would break the tier. I was just like, okay, I can use this for both, and then I was like, oh damn, I think I might have overdid it. But like this, but like still,
you're at the very least going into complex multi at the very least.
Well, that does add up with another cowgirl saw, so that actually kind of like that is kind of interesting. But like though, so like this. So you said at least this is a complex multiversal.
Yeah, that's like beyond out of tier, my guy.
Okay. So I think, but then again, doesn't Sinestro also have some like outerversal stuff?
I mean, why are you asking? Because like,
I mean, I'm just like to ask, like, doesn't he? Because like he does have pale legs.
Some versions of him are, but right now I'm only using base Sinestro.
And right now I'm only like using base Hero. So like if we both like pull back like you did with Sinestro, and this didn't really be like an issue, he would still be like as strong as Sinestro is in base.
Okay, so if we're using base Hero, okay, how strong is base Hero?
How strong is like base Hero?
Yes.
At the absolute bare minimum, as we've gone over, like at the absolute base minimum, he should be like as strong as like he should be infinite sets of infinity into multiversal just due to let me see. Crap, I need to like look at the tiers again. Okay, so like
I'd like to know like what the scans you're basing this off of. Because literally,
I'm just gonna jump in real quick. So Fate, I don't even know why you're trying to bring up some outerversal stuff when this is clearly multiversal plus, and you already accept Slick's AP argument. So it's completely irrelevant for you to even be talking about his AP. Focus on your.
I'm not like focusing on like his AP. The thing I was saying is like that he pulled Sinestro like back, like this is a base him. So like I'm trying to use that as an example, like I'm pulling Hero back, and this is just like a base Hero that like is on equal ground with like Sinestro from like what I've shown. Because like if I like retain some stuff,
don't bring up outerversal then.
I guess I could have used a better example then, I guess. I was like really on like the spot there. Okay, so like do you like accept like that that an extremely like under like lowballed hero would still be at least like infinite sets of infinity in the multiversal plus?
Based off what? I'd like to know where you're getting this from.
You just stated like that. This right here. You just say it like that. This right here, even like with like what you said would be like into like a different dimensional tier. So like if 100,000 times that
you're going multiple dimensional tiers above infinite 4D.
Yeah, but like since 100,000 times would be that, then 100 times would not. Then just 100 times would be enough to like get him into like the tier that I just mentioned.
Okay, so if we just like trying to go by, hold on, sorry. Are you now just going by like regular standards, or are you still using Dragon Ball standards?
Like I said, it's a mixture of like both. Because if 100,000 times you said was like immeasurable, then that means like 10,000. That means like taking it down by like 10,000 would be inaccessible, and taking it down.
I don't know if you're in. Look, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I'm hearing, it's like you're just like lowballing the number without giving any scans for the lowball. Is that what you're trying to do?
The scan that I showed pretty much proved itself. You said like 100,000 times was an immeasurable like stack, right?
Yes, and I explained how that's going beyond out of tier.
Exactly. So like since 100,000 times is like an immeasurable difference, that means only 10,000 times would be inaccessible, and 1,000 would be infinite, going like how the tiers work in like Dragon Ball Z.
If Hero is low multi, and he's getting like 10,000 times stronger, which is like an infinite increase, that's not going to get you to multi plus. You have to show your infinite infinities above low multi to get to even baseline multi plus. Like, I've explained this multiple times already.
Might say that again.
What I said is that, hold on. What I said is that you would have to like, hold on, let me remember what I said. Okay. I'm brain farting right now, but
yeah, I know.
You would have to show that your infinite infinities above low multiversal to even get to multiversal plus. One set of infinity is just going to get you higher into low multi. It's not even going to get you into like mid multi, let alone multi plus.
Okay. Let me just look at like the powers again. Okay. So like how? Okay. So you said like immeasurably above low multi would be to like 5D, right?
It's actually way higher than that, because like one inaccessible transcendence above low multi is already 5D, and you're like immeasurably above that. And immeasurable, like the difference between inaccessible and immeasurable is an immeasurable difference, so you would at the very least be going into complex multi.
Okay, what about the difference between, okay, so how much would like how much would like, so you said you need like infinite of infinities above like low multi to get to where you're at? Or at least if I'm understanding correctly.
That's not what I said. I said you would need to be infinite infinities above low multi to even get to baseline multi plus. When you get to baseline multi plus, then try arguing higher into multi plus.
Infinite sets of infinities and to just get to multi plus.
Okay, even if I were to steal menu, which I'm not going to do yet, but even if I were to steal menu to say you'd be infinite infinities above low multi, you would literally only be like the very baseline of Multiversal Plus. But even if I let you have that, I would still be an infinite amount of infinite infinities stronger than you.
Why would you go infinitely like below you, like when even at like a low ball he's at least relative.
How is he okay, from what you've shown, Hero's like low multi so far.
That's like Vegito. You know, he's like a bit above Vegito. Like I'm trying to pick like a certain point in like his game, like where he was at that level that like I was talking about, and
he's like a bit above Vegito. If he's a bit above Vegito, he's still just a little higher into low multi.
Okay, like what I am saying is that if I like, since we both like have seen that 100,000 times at least in a measurable like advance, like an immeasurable gap, or like it's an immeasurable gap, then that would mean that like going below, like just going like below that 50 then that just means like going below that.
Okay, look, hold on. Like, okay, so are you saying, okay, look, first of all, if you take away 50,000 times from immeasurable, you're still going to be immeasurable. You would actually have to show, like, in the verse, that taking away 50,000 times would make you below immeasurable.
I mean, it all, like, correlates with what I've just shown in, like, the dog. And like I've said, okay, these finite multipliers actually do add up to, like, inaccessible and then, like, immeasurable AMs. Okay, well, like
if you're saying they're inaccessible, you kind of again just shot yourself in the foot, because that's still going beyond that of tier.
I mean, I even have in there that it also has like infinite ones, so that means like if you were to have two 10,000s, like just the 10,000, like in wait, is that wait hold up. Yeah, just like that, just like those from like a certain point, like above like Vegito, you would actually be at least, and you would actually get two infinites just from being like those two 10,000s like above. Okay. Judging on like if I, wait, yeah, that would be it. It's either like it would either be like 1,000 or like 10,000 times like above, and that would like be your infinite.
Okay. So just to make sure, you're going by Dragon Ball standards, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going. Yes, I'm like I said, it's kind of like a little bit of both. I was surprised when I found this out too, but it actually correlates quite well, like with the verse as like I've shown. So that means that. Oh wait, that's all like or something. You said like you would need like infinite infinities to get to like just the from low multi to multiversal. Or it's like
you need to be infinite infinities stronger to even get to like the baseline.
Okay, so how strong you need to be to get above like the baseline? No, I heard what you said. You said you need to get like infinity times of infinite to just get like to the baseline.
Okay, so
like I heard.
What was your second question?
Okay, so my second question. Okay, my other question was like, so since it takes that to get to the baseline, how much from that baseline would it take to like get to like the tier that you were talking about?
You would have to be an infinite amount of infinite sets of infinity stronger than baseline to even like get close to me.
Okay, so basically we need to prove that he's infinity of infinite to get to like a baseline of multiversal plus, and then I would need to prove that he's infinite sets of infinity to get to like what the level that you're at.
Okay, if you prove that he's infinite infinities above low multi, that's going to get you to baseline multi plus. And if you say that you're infinite infinities into multi-plus. That's one set of infinite infinities. I have an infinite amount of infinite infinities. Because, like, do you need me to explain my cosmology scaling again?
No, now I understand like how DC has like infinite sets of infinite multiverses.
Yeah, it's like one universe or reality in DC is already like one set of infinite sets of infinities into multiversal plus. And there's an infinite amount of those realities that are structured like that. So I would be an infinite amount of infinite sets of infinities into multiversal plus.
Okay. So so I'm going to like work on that one right now. Okay, so you're still like looking at the thing I showed you, right?
Like, and like,
no, I mean like I'm gonna
like,
do something different. It's like something different. So like oh yeah, you want like the thing. Go to like the same one you were on, like on page 10, power increases and at the bottom.
Okay, both of you stop. Both of you stop right now. This has been going on for way too long now. Just leave this to the judges, please. To the love of God, you guys have been on this point
yeah, I know.
for at least
I
an hour.
too.
Thank you. Y'all should wrap this point up, and it's up to y'all, but
Yes.
you should probably leave it to the judge. Y'all been on this same AP point for like an hour, like, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd like to move on as well. So do you just want to move on to speed?
Okay, can I at least like do like this last thing? I promise it'll be like the last thing, then we can like move on.
Okay, but make it quick, because like I'm kind of getting sick of staying on this same.
Okay, I do apologize for that. I should have like I knew I had like the stuff. Oh, I'm just gonna get on right now. So like if you were to scroll down to like that, you see the like the 1 million times thing, and then from that you will put out like 1,000, and then that 1,000 would be, because at this point you can just take out that 1,000 from the 1 million that I've shown right here, and we can use that like a baseline to start off from him getting like the infinite, because 1,000 because 1,000 times above like what the dealer showed would be infinite, and then you get 2,000s would be an infinite plus another infinite, which would get him to the low end of like multiversal plus, and then we have like the other one together.
Fate, you know, that's like Fate. That's like 2 sets of infinities. That's nowhere near infinite infinities. So you're still.
No, I mean like I'll get the low end like multiversal plus. That's like what I've said.
Wait, hold on. How is 2 sets of just like infinities that aren't even infinite infinities gonna get you into multi-plus?
I mean, isn't that like what you said? Like the
No, I said you have to be infinite infinities to get to baseline multi-plus, not just 2 regular sets of infinities. That's nowhere near infinite infinities. It's like, okay, look.
That's like, I apologize. That's like what I meant.
Well, like then, I want to move on as soon as we can.
Okay, so like we take those 2, and he would be at like the baseline of it, but then you would have the other.
If you add on 2 more sets of infinities, you're still low multi. God damn it! It's like, look.
I mean, like I was referring to like what you said, like to go like from the low multiversal to like the multiversal.
You didn't. Okay, then you didn't understand.
But like we can move on now, I guess, because like I'm gonna need to learn how to I'm gonna need to redo this later, so we can just move on. And like I'll leave it to the judges.
Okay, you want to yes, please leave it to the judges. But since I started with AP, you can start with speed if you want. Remember, it's capped at baseline and measurable.
Okay. Well, I've already like shown like in the doc how how high into immeasurable he is.
You've actually shown that he's way above baseline and measurable. For this tournament, the speed is capped at baseline. You can't like argue layers into immeasurable.
That's why I'm not going to argue like layers into immeasurable. I'm just gonna say he is. Actually, wait, no, you should go first, because like I'm gonna have to look over this again.
Okay, fine, I'll go first. Fine, okay. So you've already granted me on my AP point that Sinestro and Hal Jordan are pretty much equals, and they're pretty much like stalemating battle and like keeping up with each other evenly as well, and how has shown that he's shown to have like immeasurable speed, since like he can fly thousands of years into the future, and I'll get that. Okay. What the hell is that? Hold on, sorry. This is gonna take me a little bit because I have that scan buried somewhere.
After what I just did, that's not gonna be an issue. You can take your time.
Here it is. Okay. Okay. There you go. A lot of this stems from like my AP point, which you granted me. You pretty much granted me that like Sinestro and Thaal are pretty much equal to each other. And that's like literally the first thing I said, and like how that's shown that he has immeasurable speed based off the scan I posted.
Oh yeah, he's flying like through time.
He's traveling thousands of years into the future, so that would make me baseline immeasurable.
Okay, so that would make him baseline immeasurable?
Yes, because that's what this is capped at, baseline immeasurable.
Oh, okay, after this debate, I'm going to be like honest. I'm probably going to be like kicking myself because I just thought of a better way to do what I just did in like under the 10 minutes. So I'm gonna like be doing that later. But for now, I'm just going to like show how he. So you said baseline immeasurable, right?
Holy shit! That's what it's capped at. I didn't make the rules. Corn did.
I know. But baseline immeasurable is kind of interesting because, like, you can easily get most characters to at least that. The higher stuff would just kind of make it be a bit too long. Okay, so for like the immeasurable one, I'm gonna send you to like go to like the thing go to like the blue text that's titled infinite to like immeasurable speeds.
Sure.
Okay, this one is much easier because it has to do with like the years of training in between like the arcs and sagas.
Hold on.
So like.
Okay.
And that's kind of like part of the reason why I stated like I could have just used that, and then I was like, so for that, God, I really hope that didn't like go over too much.
Give me a moment. Yeah. Give me a moment, because it's not letting me open the damn dock again.
Okay.
Can you like reset the dock? Because like it's like okay, never mind. I got it to open.
Okay. So all I ask.
Which part?
Is that you. Okay.
Which part do you want me to scroll to?
Actually, I noted it like in like the left. So just go to like infinite to immeasurable speeds, and you can just like click that link there, and you'll like see that blue text.
There's a lot of blue text. Which one?
Okay. Go. Okay. Basically, like this. Wait. Like the. Okay. Go to like the one that says first. We'll go over like how long it took for them to get to like. First, we're gonna go like that one. For them to make that first speed tier jump, it took them about 4 years. And like this one, because then that shows Goku and Pikkon traveling from like heaven to hell, which in like the images that I placed are like an infinite distance away from one another, and they did this in the base forms, and that's just after 4 years of training. And then after that, then from that point of training onwards, we would get this one. We would get this right here from like Super Saiyan for Gogeta. And to find that one, you go beneath like the bracket I put of 4 to 7 years of training to go from slightly faster than light to infinite speeds. You're finding
like,
these, right?
where
Like
are
you're
you,
keeping up with what I'm saying.
It's like, do you just want me to read like the blue text or like click on like the versus battle wiki link?
Just read the blue text for now.
Okay.
You can click on like the link to verify, like what I said. Okay, so like you would go to like from that point one, then you would go to skip 17 years, so 17 years of training, and then to like get to for them to get like from for them to get from NX and from infinite to inaccessible because that.
So, okay, if I'm correct, you said that speed and AP correlate in Dragon Ball, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they go hand in
Yes.
hand.
Okay. So, how fast was like Hero when you like scaled him to like low multi? Because like you said he was like, I think, inaccessible or immeasurable or something like that.
I mean, we're talking about like speed, but yeah, at the very least,
Yeah,
he
I
is
know.
baseline immeasurable. So you agree
Okay,
he's at least baseline immeasurable?
Hold on. So, so wait, how fast was like Hero when he was like low multi?
How fast was he? How fast was he when he was at least low multi?
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, let's see. This is after like the 100,000 times like gap. This is after like the 100,000 times gap. So that would be. He was like infinitely. I'm trying to like saying. I'm trying to like think about it, but like I think he was like he could the speed feat that we have for that one at the time is at base it would be at least infinite, but considering that a fusion would increase you by at least at the bare minimum 5,000 times. For Vegito, it would be at least baseline infinite. But for Goku and Vegeta in the base, it would only be infinite.
Okay, so if they're infinite speed, so wait, how does this correlate to Hero being immeasurable?
Because he's strong. Because at the beginning of his journey, he was at least as strong as like Super Vegito.
Okay, how strong did he get when he became immeasurable?
And then, considering like from the Majin Buu arc, as I've like shown, they after like 4 to 7 years they get like an infinite increase, and then you have all of that experience, and then from that you have Super Vegito, who is all of that,
So,
and going based off of like the other stuff I mentioned, him and the fusion multiplier together would make it at least baseline immeasurable.
Okay, so if he was infinite speed when he was low multi, that's what you said, right? Okay, you said when he was like low multi or whatever, he was infinite speed, right?
And at base, if like you want to like scale him to Goku and Vegeta at that time at the base, then yes, he would be.
Okay, and
be,
then
like if he was in that saga.
And then he gets infinitely stronger, correct?
That depends on like how many times stronger, but yeah, if he would get strong enough, he could be like a lot well above like that.
Okay, then you're going like one set of infinity above baseline infinite speed. Because if he was infinite speed, like during that time, and he got infinitely stronger.
Wait, are we going based off of the years or based off of like the systems that I made? Because I'm going based off of the year.
Okay, wait. Are you going like based off like Dragon Ball standards or like regular standards? Because like either way, I'm pretty sure it would still like wouldn't even like go to like inaccessible speed if you only got like.
You already kind of like agreed like with the doc that I posted.
Okay, I only
You said that.
agree. Okay. If you want me to go off you like making that whole added tier argument that you're like immeasurably stronger or something, it would just still like make you go like above like baseline immeasurable. Because the thing is that if an inaccessible transcendence above low multiversal gets you to like 5D, it would at least have to get you to baseline immeasurable speed. And since you yourself said that speed and AP correlate, and you said you pretty much were immeasurably stronger, you would be like far above baseline immeasurable speed.
Yes, speed and power do correlate, but like when you think about the speed and like the regular tier turns, and Dragon Ball Z turns, as I've shown, they obviously work a bit like different. So they do correlate, but like they do correlate. I just want to make that clear. As you get stronger and as you get faster, they do correlate and increase each other. But like they don't like get like they don't like. I'm trying to find like the correct word. Like you said, like to be. You said like I'm trying to like find the right words to say, but like he in that at that time and place, it would be about. Anyway, like give me a minute. I'm trying to like find the right words.
Nigga, are you on a hike?
I am walking in my foot. I'm walking like in my park. I'm crap. Now my words are jumbled. I'm walking in my front yard right now, to be honest.
Go inside.
Oh, okay.
And while you go
I was
inside,
outside.
move on.
From what
move
you-
on, leave this to judges. Move
Okay,
on.
whatever. Do you have a win con?
Yeah, so like, that was like what I was meaning to say. They do correlate, but they don't like increase like how you think they would increase, as like I've shown before.
Wait, what do you? Okay, because like the thing is that like before you didn't explain this, because like you pretty much like just said like yeah, as you get stronger, you get faster. So I kind of just took that.
Oh,
like
God. Yeah, that's what I meant.
So,
That's what I meant. I should have like said that before. God damn it.
okay, so how do the increases exactly work?
Yeah. Okay. So like you said, that was like a low multi thing, like when they were like at least at infinite speeds. I think.
Sorry.
So that was like one. So that was one of them right there. They got to infinite speeds, but they were at least low multi, as Goku like showed with like the spirit.
Okay, cool. Fine.
So going up
he
from
was
that-
infinite speed at low multi. Sure. What next?
Wait, what?
Okay, he was infinite. He was infinite speed at low multi. So could you explain, like, how Hero got to measurable?
I mean, like I said, I'm using the years, and then after like 17 years, you get like the inaccessible feat, and then just from doing after that, you would go from 17 to 34 years of training to get to like a measurable baseline.
Okay, so
As like I've shown like in the thing.
did he
And
also
considering
get,
he
like,
was-
okay, did he get inaccessibly stronger in AP? Because if he did, again, like that's kind of at a tier.
I'm not. Okay, I know they. Okay, the thing is, I know like the powers and the speeds do indeed like correlate, and they can increase, but like they don't like they do increase in tandem, but they don't like increase like for like they don't like work how like the thing would work. You know, like how being like some like 4D would like make crap. I'm trying to like explain like how they do correlate, but like not in the way that you would normally think. Like that's kind of like the best I can describe it. I wish I could have better words for it, but like that's kind of like the best like I can do at the moment until
It's kind of bothering me. It's kind of bothering me that this has been going on like for like more than an hour, and we literally are just on like speed. So do you just want to like leave this to the judges?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, like, I can't. I mean, I'm gonna have to learn to explain it a bit more. So I get this will help me do that. So I just like
sure.
leave it
You
to
want to give a
the.
win con?
Ooh.
You want to give a win con?
I want. I mean, you can go first, like with the win cons.
I don't really want to give a win con. Like, if I need to, I'll give a win con, but I don't feel like need to. You can give a win con if you want.
Okay. So, my first win con would be that he. My first win con would be that he would just Let me just go get the thing. So my first win con would be. Crap. I'm going to just use like the first win con being that hero will just negate. He will has the ability negating attack, and that he'll just be able to wait to hurt to like wipe Sinestro out with those.
Okay, what parts do they durability negate? Is it like with like key attacks or like targets like mind, body, and soul?
Yeah, that. Also,
Okay, sure.
we can.
I got a counter.
I knew.
I got a counter. So pretty much, it's like, Sinestro has like casually fought against like conceptual beings before, or like he actually like scales like above like concepts. So it's like you pretty much like agreed that like he's like an equal to Hal Jordan, and like Hal Jordan like one shot what's his name, had like the power. What the hell was that?
What was what?
Okay, I'm pretty sure it was the wind. But anyway, what I was saying is that Hal Jordan one-shot Chrono when he had the power of the emotional spectrum, and the emotional spectrum embody like emotions, like throughout, like multiverse. So like they would pretty much be concepts. I'll get that stuff. So it's like Sinestro pretty much like scales above like conceptual crap. So like mind, body, soul attacks aren't really going to do anything to him.
Wait, hold up a minute. I'm trying to like find the thing that like
Shit,
explains.
did I cut out? Okay, hello. Wait, did you hear what I said?
Yeah, you said like he's resisted like conceptual attacks and stuff.
Yeah, he can like
So like I got
conceptual attacks.
Yep, I'm just trying to find like the thing that like explains like how key works, so I can like put that down.
Okay, like key targets mind, body, and soul, right?
Yeah, it does. But like I want to like get this because I'm pretty sure there's something extra there as well.
I mean, unless it's something like as strong as like conceptual or like above, it's not really going to do anything.
Okay, let me just see then. Okay, I found it finally.
After this,
Okay,
we
here we
just
go.
go to conclusions.
We just started.
Yeah, I know, but like
crap!
this debate has been going on for hours.
Oh my gosh! I didn't even realize that.
After this
man, I apologize. I apologize.
It's
for
fine.
that, man.
It's fine. I'm not mad, but after this, could we just please go to conclusions if you're cool with that?
Yeah, that's probably like that's probably
Okay,
like what I
so-
need.
so-
All I asked is that none of you like be too hard. I mean, I know you guys is gonna be like that, but like it's just like I know.
Don't worry.
I'm in for it.
We're gonna
You
be
know what I
fine
mean.
during the
No.
judgment.
Okay.
I know, my dude. I know. I know I'm in for it.
I can't
That was
promise what people will say after the judgment, but during the judgment, we'll be fine.
that was a rookie mistake.
Wait, Faye, are you trying? I'm not trying to like straw man, but like, are you arguing like he would be like conceptual or like some crap?
You could, I mean, technically, like if you wanted to, you could, like, argue that. I was looking for a different post entirely, but then I just looked through this and it says, in battle, the most important thing is the size of your key and your control of it. Key as a concept, of course, includes such spiritual powers as Genki, Yuki,
Okay,
and
why would him being able to use ki mean he can control the conceptual form of ki?
because technically, when you look at it, it has like the Yuki for courage and the Shuki for like white mindfulness. So from that onwards, you could say that like key in essence is you just manipulating the very concepts within you to like unleash.
Hold up. With that logic, just because I can throw a pillow, I can throw the concept of pillows. That's the logic you're using.
I really do think that's kind of like a straw man. Like, okay, does the pillow come from within your very core, like from like who you are?
Well, why would that matter? Because like,
okay, I'm going to like show you like another bit of evidence about like why that would matter. Okay, just give me like 2 minutes, and I'll like show you like some evidence that can like support this.
Like so far, like this doesn't really show that like he is conceptual.
This is just like the building blocks, or like what I was talking about. Okay. Like for the next, like this one here should like reinforce it. Is what like I meant. Oh crap! I'm trying to find the thing. Hold up! I'm gonna like put a timestamp. Yeah, that thing.
Because like, even if I say, like, which I'm not, like, even if I were, again, I'm not, to say that key is conceptual, Sinestro can like resist conceptual attacks, which I've shown. And that's like, so, and I'm not really convinced from what you've shown that like key is conceptual. But even if I were to say it was, Sinestro can resist conceptual attacks.
I mean, the thing is, this is going to be added on to like another thing. I just need to like find it. I really like put the like the other. Okay, Zeta gives Goku time. Essentially, like what this next one will show is like in the universe of like Dragon Ball, when you do die the first time, you're just dead. But when you die like a second time, the very essence of like who you are is completely like a waste. So you can basically
by like the essence of who you are. That's a little. What do you mean by like the essence of who you are? That's a little vague because like the essence of who you are can just be like your mind, body, and soul.
That was all. I mean, like when I meant by that would be a bit vague. So let me just clarify. What I mean by that is that that to die at the first point, that means you are already essentially a waste. Considering that like your mind, body, and spirit was like flat out killed, considering that's what Ki does at the first point. But that doesn't completely like kill them, considering like
just because you're erased, why would that mean your concept is erased?
Wait, I'm working up to that. But then from that point onwards, you can actually die twice in Dragon Ball Z. And once you die the second time, there's nothing that can bring you back. Your entire concept is just completely gone. And like what Boo showed here is that he was a threat to not just the living world but also the afterlife, implying that he can kill them over 2 times over. And even Goku straight up says to like Vegeta, "Hey, if you die this time, nothing's going to be able to bring you back, and you'll just be gone."
Okay, and why is that conceptual?
Why is that conceptual? Like we already said, Ki attacks like the mind, the body, and the spirit. And since it does that the first time, I'm working. Okay, like it's like working up to that. It's like a 2-part thing. So like I need to like get through saying this much, and then like the next part.
Dude, like just because your mind, body, and soul gets erased, that doesn't mean your concept gets erased. That's just like
not the first time, but like I said, in Dragon Ball Z, it works differently than in like other verses.
Okay,
like you need to die twice.
Okay, if you can come back, okay, and then you die again, why does that mean your concept gets erased? Why doesn't that just mean your mind, body, and soul gets erased?
I mean, dude, it's like we stated at like the beginning. I'm using like that stuff, but in Dragon Ball, they work together, but like they also have some slight differences, and that's like the differences that I was talking about. It's the same for like
but that doesn't
about before.
That doesn't answer my question. How is your mind, body, and soul getting erased and never coming back mean that your concept would get erased?
Because
like, the thing is that okay? All right, let me give you an example. If you get erased and never come back, but people still remember you, that means that your concept is still there, just not your mental, physical, and spiritual body. It's like
wouldn't you still be able to like whisk them back though?
Wait, sorry, what?
But if your concept was a waste, would you be able to be whisked back, like to be brought back to life?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, in Dragon Ball, that wouldn't exist. That you wouldn't be able to be brought back, as like you stated. So like, I want to like ask you a question. Would you agree?
Okay,
would
because
you say,
the thing is that, for example, because like, dude, if your mind, body, and soul gets erased, that's just like regular, conventional, like that just sounds like regular and conventional existence erasure, not conceptual erasure. Because like, if people like remember who you were and stuff like that, that means that your concept would still be alive. Like
that's how it like work. That's how it would like normally work. But like in Ball Z, if you basically I want to like I'm just gonna simplify it. Basically, dying 2 times over is like sort of the equivalent to like getting like your concept erased. And like that verse.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Did you just say dying twice means that your concept gets erased?
And Dragon Ball Z, because you can literally die twice.
If that's the case, that's a pretty big claim that you would have to prove.
Okay.
Like, that's a very big claim you would have to prove.
Oh. Okay. Actually, you know what? I have a better like one than that for like Vegeta. I'm just gonna show this match between like Gogeta and like Janemba to like prove my point. Okay, don't worry, I'm gonna give you like a timestamp for this one.
Yeah.
Okay, go like 2:35.
2:35. Okay, sure. Let's
Yes.
see if on YouTube. Okay, good. The link worked at least. $2.30. Bro. Like, please go inside. Please go inside.
Okay, so like, did you see the thing?
I'm watching the clip. Hold on.
There you go.
Okay, I just watched that entire clip, and there was like nothing stating that like Janemba's concept is a. It was just shown that
Okay.
like, Janemba was just existence erased in a conventional way. That's it. There was like no conceptual stuff or anything.
I was just showing you like the feed. Like, I want to like explain the feed now. What happened? Okay,
Sure.
what happened is technically Jennifer is already dead. Like he was made from the souls of like other deceased evil people, and they were just using like this as a conduit to like form like Janemba. And while Janemba is like this, I could argue about how he was basically manipulating like the very concepts of like the afterlife, but like instead I'm just going to like focus
I
on
can
like
barely
the
hear you over the wind that you're speaking over.
Oh wait, let me turn my volume up.
Oh.
Yo, Fate,
Okay,
are you in like Fate? Hold on a second. Are you in like the Twister from the fucking Wizard of Oz, bro? Go inside, bro. We can't hear you over this wind.
Oh yeah, I didn't know the wind
Like,
was up.
damn, bro, you in Hurricane Sandy, my boy? Holy shit.
No, this nigga's in like
conclusions.
shut up.
Sure, I want to go to conclusions too, but
Bro, this
okay.
nigga's this nigga's in fucking Hurricane Katrina, bro. I swear to God.
I'm inside now, so like it's fine. So like
Nigga be boxing with Storm from the X-Men, bro. I swear to God.
X-Men.
Man, can we all please quit interrupting them?
Okay, so how did Janemba? Okay, Fate. How did Janemba's concept get erased? Because I'd like to know.
Yeah. Okay. It goes like this. Basically, since Janemba was already dead, he was already away. It's like the first time. So the only logical step above that would be like conceptual awakenings, and this is proven like when after this fight.
Okay, he's made up of souls, is what you said, right? He's just made up of souls of dead people who never came back, right?
Deceased people that had died the first time, yes.
Okay, why wouldn't it just be those souls getting erased? Like in a
because they already
way.
that already happened the first time. So basically,
what?
already dead. Oh, and
that still doesn't
so
explain,
by Dragon Ball.
that still doesn't explain how that's conceptual. That could literally just mean that the souls like just got erased. They died the first time, then just got erased. That could just mean that it's just like regular soul erasure. That doesn't explain at all how that's conceptual.
Oh, because after this, they don't. Because actually, you could argue it does because after this, we never see Janemba again. Even when like all the souls escape from the afterlife, he's nowhere to be seen, and nobody talks about him after that.
Wait,
I can even show you like
that. Okay, hold on. Just because he got erased and no one spoke of him doesn't inherently mean no one remembers him and his concept doesn't exist. People just don't like speak of him probably because of how bad he was, for example. It's like you would legitimately have to prove that their memories of Janemba were completely gone. Because
what if I
the thing
told you that what if I told you the concept was gone, but like they still could remember them?
okay, I mean, from what you've shown, you've just shown regular soul erasure and didn't really explain how his concept would be erased. Just because you were erased and never came back, that would just mean that your mind, body, and soul was erased, but not your concept. Okay, but look, I'm kind of getting sick of this.
Real quick. How would you be erased twice?
What, there's people who can just... I mean, I don't know, how did Janemba come back?
He didn't. He just straight up was gone after this.
No, how did Janemba come back the first time? That's what I'm asking. How did he come back the first time?
Well, technically, he didn't come back. He was just kind of made in the afterlife. So he was just
was he just made up? Was he just made up a bunch of like dead souls or something?
Basically that, a bunch of like negativity that compressed itself into physical form.
Okay.
Oh.
If that's the case, that just sounds like he has like type 7 immortality or something. If he technically isn't alive, but kind of is.
Basically, he's basically negativity given physical form via like his abilities, along with like the souls making him up.
Okay, just because they're negative souls doesn't mean that it's conceptual. I mean, literally just mean he's just like made up of evil souls.
I mean, technically, since they formed like a shell around him, it's even shown in like the scene, like when they use this kid as like a base to form him around. The kid was completely untouched by this blast because Gogeta only targeted that large amount of negativity that was around him.
Okay, a large amount of negativity doesn't prove conceptual. That could just mean that is what put him together with like his mind, body, and soul. But do you just want to leave this to the judges? Because this is literally going absolutely nowhere, and I'm kind of getting sick of debating right now.
Okay, we can like leave this to the judges too. So like,
sure.
What next?
You want to start with conclusions?
Please. Yeah, we can go to conclusions because I really think I messed up a bunch of my arguments here, so I'm just gonna stop.
Okay. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
I mean, you can go first. Like, you'd probably be sure.
Okay, so I thought I won because when we first started out with AP, you granted that I was an infinite amount of infinite sets of infinities into multi-plus, and when you tried to argue something similar, I made the out-of-tier argument, and then you, like, tried to, like, lowball it and say that, like, it wasn't, like, out-of-tier, but I thought I explained perfectly well why, like, you'd be going out-of-tier, and like you kind of like admitted that you like messed up there. So I thought because of that, I would have a massive AP advantage on you. For the second part, I mean, speed isn't really a factor in here. We moved on to conceptual. I thought I took that pretty easily because I've shown how Sinestro scales above concepts. When you tried to argue key is conceptual, I pretty much argued that it wouldn't be conceptual just because you were targeting like mind, body, and soul, and I didn't think you ever explained how it was truly conceptual. So yeah, I thought I won with like low to mid diff. So you can go to your conclusion if you want.
Okay, so like for my conclusion, I do admit I did go like out of tier by accident, but also while we were talking, I did make up a relatively okay argument for why even if I were to like to divide that like 1,000 times, you would still at least be on the same par as like Sinestro, and even Sinestro at that point. So I do think that they should at least be equal, and EP at the very least. As for speed, I did show I wasn't going over like the power increases. I was going over like the years of training that they did. And I do believe that did show how they got to like baseline at the least. And then as for like the conceptual stuff, I honestly don't have much to say on that. I could have made like a better argument, but that argument wasn't there. But I do believe like there was something there that could have like made him at least like somewhat in the conceptual. I just needed to like argue it better and find the right things. I just saw like the word concept in it, and I was like, maybe I can make this in the conceptual. I very likely could have, but as you saw, I kind of folded over myself a lot in this debate. So at the very least, I would say it should at least be a tie at best, because I really don't think you would like that good to win at the moment. But it should at least be like a tie or something. And like you guys can go now.
Judges, please.
Okay, so I guess I'll go first for my judgment. Okay, I'm gonna be very passive with this. I'm trying my best to be very passive. Okay, so now for the first point.
I don't care.
No, yeah, this is just for the video's sake. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this for like my first part. So Slick already won right off the bat because you already granted him like infinite sets of infinities into Multiversal Plus. As for you, on the other hand, only argued, and Slick actually did point this out, you only got to like low multi to probably only baseline Multiversal Plus. So you already screwed up on that part by giving him the AP on that part. And then you guys just went on this big long stall, like Fake just stalled completely through the AP part because he already knew that he already screwed up, and then it was GG from right there. So basically, and Fate, I don't know if you don't know what what like you can't. It's like what Slick said. You can't take away. Let's say, for an example, 10,000 from immeasurable, and be lower than that. No, let's say no. If you take 10,000 from immeasurable, you are still immeasurable. And then from you, and because you even said like because I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure like other people heard this as well, because you said this. Okay, then if I take away 10,000 from immeasurable, then I'm just going to be infinite sets into infinities. No, it does not work like that. It is nowhere near work like that at all. You need to learn dimensional tiering to able to even understand from what I said. You cannot take 10,000 from immeasurable and be lower than that. No, you are still immeasurable. Okay, so now for another point, basically is okay. So when you said what was the other point about from like the conceptual stuff, because I'm pretty sure you don't even know what conceptual even means or even how to argue it as well. But basically what you presented was not conceptual at all. All you just showed was existence erasure, which was nowhere near conceptual. So I highly recommend you going on Versus Wiki and actually learning the definitions of what conceptual is, and actually learning how to debate better, because basically through all of this, you were just dragging on something to when Slick already no diffed. He already no diff right off the bat. So Okay, so like another point is, don't worry, this is just me holding back. So like another point is as well, like basically the whole it's like for the speed part, you already argued like infinite speeds, and then you try doing this whole thing with like again with like correlate back to your like immeasurable. It's like your measurable like doc that you had. Even if you were to use that, you will still be baseline, or either way, you will still be going out of tier. You will be going out of tier, dude. So I don't know who is teaching you how to debate, but I recommend you going to that person and getting your money back, or please ask corn, ask one of them to teach you how to debate properly, because you do not know what you're doing in this.
Please don't tell
You do
him to
not
ask me.
know what you're doing in this. You do not know what you were doing. Okay, so and I do understand, because you haven't been debating for a while, but I do understand that. But please get better, because this was just a humongous headache for all of us. And I'm gonna say for this that Slick won this debate with negative diff, Negative diff. You know what? There's no diff I can give this that can be because it was that low. This whole debate was basically Slick teaching you how to debate. He was literally teaching you how to debate and basically teaching you what infinite sets of infinities were because you did not nowhere near knew what that was. So I give this debate to Slick with a diff that doesn't even exist, like a conceptual below no diff. Infinite sets
Oh my
infinities
God.
of no diffs.
All right.
That's why I give this to Slick. But I'm gonna say this to Slick. Slick, I am proud of you. I am amazingly proud of you. You did amazing in this debate. You argued well, and I am very proud of you. And yes, good job,
Oh,
Slick.
thanks.
Oh, okay. Who's next?
I'll go next. So for me, I'll try to be as quick as possible. But for the AP stuff, yeah, like Fate did ultimately grant Slick that. Like, yeah, he was questioning at first. They went back and forth on it for a little bit, but ultimately it come down to he accepted it. Then they moved on to Fate's AP argument. And then, I'm not gonna lie, like I do think like it was kind of unique of like some of the stuff Fate was trying to do, although some of it was extremely out of tier and that was called out. But I kind of in a way admire like the multiplying thing he was trying to get at. Like that is kind of interesting, but at the same time, again, Slick kind of exploited it, and he kind of pointed out and grandstanded how that was going out of tier. He even like explained it thoroughly multiple times, which again, then you try to like bring it back down, and we got to the point where like it was kind of going on ad nauseum, where y'all just kept in circles on the same thing for like an hour. But then you finally got to the point where it's like leaving up AP to the judges. If I recall right, y'all left all that to the judges. So like if that's the case, going off what both y'all presented and argued, then yeah, I would have to say Slick does have the AP advantage. Now for number two, the speed. I mean, even if like so Slick got his to baseline and measurable, Fate was arguing like infinite, but then he was arguing like a boost, right, to get him up. Now, Slick, you argued that this how would you say against this again?
I'd say he'd either be like beyond out of tier or he would be below tier using his
for the
logic.
speed.
Yeah, for
And Fate,
using his logic.
And Fate, what'd you come back with lastly on your speed point?
Okay, so like on the speed point, I said I wasn't really like using the multipliers for that. I was using the years of training that they did to get up to that speed. And I said like 17 to 34 years would be like a measurable.
Okay. So y'all left this to the judges too, or what?
Yeah,
We did.
It's like I
Okay.
argued.
Well, here's the thing, right? Here's my thing. So even if, since it's left up to the judges, like even if like it was some reason he did get to baseline and measurable, it really wouldn't be a difference. I mean, it wouldn't make that big of a difference due to the AP gap, and that's what brings me to the hacks thing next. So, the hacks point, like Slick argued conceptual, and Fate was arguing that his dude had it like for conceptual key, so he can resist it and stuff. Now, what he was arguing like the key as a concept, and he was also bringing up Janimba as an example. However, a few of the things you said, that Slick pointed this out, it really did indicate like literal existence erasure, because it's like you said, y'all left this to the judges too, but you said, okay, so it got rid of him, right? It got rid of his like he couldn't be wished back. But that's the thing, right? If you look at how existence erasure works in Dragon Ball, they can't be wished back because they don't go to the afterlife. Like that's the whole thing. That would be existence. Like that doesn't necessarily mean that their entire concept throughout like the entire verse is gone. Like the idea of them is completely gone. And Slick was like pointing that out as well. So I do think you had really potent existence erasure resistance. And
Next.
Do you need another judge?
I mean-
Sure. Wait. So the AP part was kind of weird. You were arguing like, obviously based off your evidence and stuff, like you was kind of going out of tier. Like when I looked at like stuff you was arguing, you said like low multi and stuff. Like that was just like, really weird because like you were arguing like finite numbers, like what Slick provided, which was like infinite sets of infinite whatever the fuck it was. That's like way higher than what you've like produced, and like I don't know, you just didn't like your AP argument just wasn't there. Like even if like Slick was nice enough to give you a multiversal plus, you'd only be like 2 sets or like 1 set into it. So that's like way too low. The speed part, I think you like argued it like I think you said like infinite speed at first. Did you? He was trying to like use like the training arc to like get you into immeasurable. So,
Yeah, because okay,
it's
so
fine.
you want me to explain like what I did like there?
You don't have to. I understand where like because at first I was confused like when you said infinite because I was just like okay you kind of gonna get bliss, but then once I listened more I was like okay I understand your argument. And yeah, like I do agree with like Corin, like it's like just standard existence erasure. Like it's not really conceptual. You have to like show like pretty concrete evidence to like show that like the existence erasure is like conceptual and on that level. Because just because you get like your mind, body, and soul erased doesn't make it conceptual. You could just be erased on just a standard level, and like it doesn't mean like throughout the whole like universe or whatever how big Dragon Ball Z is or Dragon Ball Super is, whatever the verse is. Doesn't mean like he's just completely forgotten, like on that conceptual level, like his identity's gone. So you'd have to prove that, like you need more evidence, and what you presented just wasn't enough. So yeah, I again same result. I would have to give it to Slick. At least I would. I want to say a low diff at least because I don't think like I know you didn't understand certain parts or like said some really fruity stuff. Like you weren't like you didn't come here with no evidence or anything. So I would say a low diff at least.
Okay.
Okay, so we need more people, or do you guys think that's enough?